Hello, this is Pastor Rick, and I want to welcome you to our Sunday forum. As you can see, we're here on site at Grace Place with the CEO of Grace Place, who is gracious enough to welcome us here, Lära Fisher. And she's going to give us a tour and describe the wonderful mission of this place and a ministry that we have been associated with here at Emmanuel for many, many years. But before we take a little tour and hear more, tell us about yourself, Lära. Where are you from and what drew you to Grace Place?
Well, come on in and we'll talk and walk and I'll tell you about me and show you our beautiful campus at the same time. So I am originally from Dubuque, Iowa. I spent a long time in higher education. I worked at Loras College in Dubuque for 12 years before relocating to Orange County, California. My husband was there, and though he grew up in Michigan, he was not excited to move back to the snow of Iowa, so I relocated. When I got to California, I ended up joining the Boy Scouts and worked for the Boy Scouts for 8 years in outdoor education. So I was in charge of putting together a 210-acre outdoor property that was focused on 6th grade science camps, but worked with all of the school districts in Orange County. Loved that. I'm one of those people that has had very few jobs and has loved every one of them. But my role with the Boy Scouts was requiring me to maybe move, and my family didn't want to have to leave the beauty of Southern California at that time. So I joined South County Outreach, which was a hunger and homeless program that was focused on homeless families. So relocated to Southwest Florida last 4th of July in the heart of the heat and the heart of COVID as well. And I saw this position open. And it really felt like a culmination of everything I had done to this point: education, people in need, and I applied. And I have been lucky enough that I was chosen, and I started really towards the end of last October. Love it. I'm now living in Bonita. I have a wonderful staff around me. I get to come to this beautiful place every day and see the beautiful students that we have on campus, both young and old, and work with the great community. So I'm getting to learn so much about Naples and all of our partners.
Well, you say you came here in October. What a time to start a ministry anywhere, but also here. I want to hear more about not only what drew you here, but how you've adapted. But we're standing in front of this mural, which is just wonderful. Explain to our people in Emmanuel the mission of this place. Many have been out here, or people know Grace Place, but others are new to Emmanuel and might not know what the mission is here at Grace Place.
Our mission is really to put faith into action, and our goal is to offer educational opportunities that remove people from poverty. My experience with homelessness is that it's not always tied to people's income, but it can be a big predictor. And so when we're in Golden Gate here, where our density is very high, and we know that we're surrounded by families that have multi-generational households, a lot of them first-generational in the United States, most of them speaking a foreign language in their home, really our Bright Beginnings, which was our founding program, is teaching those parents to be their child's first teacher. And so it's not daycare, it's not childcare. It is a program that brings those young students together with their parents, and they're learning at the same time.
What are the numbers that give us a sense of how many adults and how many children enter those gates each and every day?
So right now we've got 634 people enrolled in our program.
634.
Correct. Now with COVID, that is about 65% of what we should be at. What's really important, and what's been difficult with COVID, is programming for these families, and programming, as you see with the grades that are being reported in the newspaper, there's been grade slippage, right? So last July, before I started here, the wonderful team here worked so hard to get our students back onto campus safely. And though we don't have our masks on right now, we are masked up here every day, including our littlest students. And they're thrilled because they want to go to school. They want to be learning something. And so ultimately getting that back to 100%, making sure that as we go into summer and as we go into fall, our programs are full. Both our programs for our littlest kids, our after-school program for our school-age programs, which are those in middle school, elementary school, as well as our high school students.
Is that your expectation, maybe by fall, to be back at 100%?
That is our expectation, and we are working for that right now. We'd really like it to be full for summer, but we know that not everybody's been vaccinated yet, so we'll have some challenges potentially with that. But this is normally a very full, robust campus.
Now, this is a beautiful campus, too. And we don't have enough time to walk through all the campus, all the buildings inside and out, but let me just start here and then we're going to move to a classroom. What are we seeing here?
So the campus is designed with 7 habits, and it's the leader in me. So we want all of our students, whether they're adult learners or little people, to be able to have a pathway that leads them to becoming a leader. And that's what you see here, is the 7 habits.
Those are the 7 habits. And so if you want to know more about the 7 habits, you can either come here onto the campus, but there's a book about the 7 habits
There
too.
is a book, yeah.
Right. And so you can look at that as well. We want to take a look at the inside of one of the classrooms where particularly the children gather. Let's go over there right now. So now we're in one of many just beautiful classrooms, and you can take a look around to see they're well equipped. When I'm in this classroom, Laura, I want to start all over again. It's such a wonderful spot. And so let me join her now over by Puppet Time, over by the theater, and we can hear about the facilities, the buildings that you built here. And I think we also want to know also about what type of volunteers you have to make this place run.
So we started here in the church basement, and it's out by the food pantry, but that was the original location for our programming. And we've now grown into this beautiful campus. Spent roughly $4 million to get it where it is today and to have all these beautiful classrooms for children. Again, non-COVID, this would be bustling with students. Very proud of it. We've got technology. I mean, the exciting thing was because everything was new and we've got technology, there really wasn't a lapse. We were able to go into families' homes, and even now we're able to offer programming through social distancing and bring those people, those program partners that would have been in the classroom in the past, they can come in through Zoom or other opportunities at this point. Really important, because we're about not just literacy, but we're about enrichment, and we're about life skills. So we've got, parents that are learning different life skills that may be cooking or sewing, as well as learning literacy while they're here.
How many volunteers does it take for you here regularly to keep all these programs going?
Normally, it's upwards of 200 or more volunteers in all of our programs, right? So if you think about, we've got people normally in classrooms that are helping with students. We've got people that are helping for those, prepping for those classrooms. We've got people that are serving as mentors. We've got people that are volunteering in the food pantry. We've got people that volunteer in our administrative offices or greeting. I mean, one of the happiest times of my day is when people are arriving in the morning or when they're being picked up at the end of the day, because they're so excited to see their parents.
When does the morning begin here? When do the gates open up?
Right? The gates open about 8:30 in the morning. So my team is here before that, but we start to see, our students rolling in, and it's somewhat staggered, especially right now, because we don't want the courtyard to be full. That used to be the full, right? So in the morning, so much action going on. Well, now we need to stagger people so that we don't have big crowds.
So we want to move now from this room, the beautiful room set up for children, and go outside, because there's some wonderful play areas, a soccer field, some playgrounds, and you get a sense of the courtyard. That really is one of the gathering places for the kids and the adults here at Grace Place. Let's go over there right now. Okay, Laura, you're going to show us some of the facilities here at Grace Place. It's so large, it's so beautiful. We don't have time to walk all the way around, but boy, we couldn't walk past this playground because it's so remarkable. Tell us about it.
So each of our classrooms comes out onto a playground. You can see they're beautiful. They're designed with safety in mind. So the Department of Children and Families in the state of Florida has gone through all of this for us and made sure that everything from the fencing is appropriate for children this age. The playground equipment is appropriate for children of this age. With the goal that everything is safe for people.
But it's fun. We want to make sure we're having fun. The soccer field that is on site is used during the day for our children, but every night when I leave, it is full with neighborhood kids and neighborhood parents that are out there enjoying it too. So really, Grace Place is designed to be a communal place for this community, not just for literacy, but for the enjoyment and their personal enrichment. We want them to feel a part of us because we're a part of them.
You can tell this was be fun, otherwise I would not climb up here in the choo-choo train. But My favorite spot on campus, I think, is that soccer field, and we want to go over there right now. Laura, I don't know where your favorite spot is on campus, but I've always loved this spot because we have the church in the background, we have the soccer field, and then you can see the playground again, and here we can see the feeding program behind me. Tell us about this spot.
So this is a really important spot. This is our original building. Obviously, it was changed when it was rebuilt, but that is the site of the original chapel. The Jill Family Center is where our gymnasium is, and it's also where our food pantry is. So this is part of the heart of our campus. And then we're next to the soccer field. And as I shared, phenomenal stuff goes on here during the day and at night. I love to come out with our after-school program and be able to just sit and watch the kids. That's my opportunity to get to hear their stories and hear if they're enjoying our programs, what they like, what they don't like. They're very honest with me about what's working and what's not. It's normally associated with whether we're serving good food or not. But I love that part.
And you grew up in Dubuque. Did you grow up playing soccer?
I did not play soccer. I was a high school basketball player, and this will age me a little bit, but in Iowa we have 6-on-6 women's basketball.
Oh, okay,
So,
there you go.
very different time.
Laura, it's been great to see the whole facility that you've shown us. And now we're coming out of COVID. I mean, you've been adjusting to COVID for all these months since you got here. What's the ministry going to look like after COVID? And what are you going to need from congregations like Emmanuel?
It's going to be bustling. And so you can see we're gearing up for our Friday food pantry right now. But COVID's been tough for us. You know, we want to get as many kids back onto campus in our programs. We want to get as many adult learners back into our program as we can. And from a sponsorship and a partnership program, it's really this type of opportunity to speak to all of you is so impactful because we need volunteers, we need mentors, we need food deliveries. We need people that are here reading to our kids. We need people that are making financial contributions. And we need opportunities to be out in the community sharing the good works that Grace Place does. We've lost a year with our kids, with our partners, securing new volunteers and securing new donors. So the next 12 months for us is really, really important because it's about a village. This place is a campus, but it's our village. We need all of you to help us bring success to the families in this community.
Well, Laura, I want to thank you. I hear that as a challenge to Emmanuel Lutheran Church to get involved and to follow your lead on how we might help here at Grace Place. Thanks for joining us on the Sunday Forum here live at Grace Place. Lära Fisher, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye now. As we close this session of the Sunday Forum, I'm glad that you could join us as we highlight one of the most important partners we have here at Emmanuel Lutheran Church, a partner in ministry over many years, a Grace Place. It was a thrill once again for me to take another tour of their facility. You know, and this is a ministry here at Emmanuel that we have supported for many, many years. We have 7 or 8 major partners that we lift up and support financially or through financial contributions or through casserole, making casseroles, or we send volunteer assistance to them. Here at Grace Place, certainly Mark Friebig has played a huge role in the past, as well as Dennis Russell right now. But this is all led through a very important committee here at Emmanuel. And so as we walk through the gardens and take a look at Grace Place and the beauty of this wonderful facility and ministry, just remember that our Serving Other Committee, run and led by Jan Gazdick, helps us funnel our resources, helps us funnel our volunteer efforts, helps us funnel our prayers toward these very important ministries that surround us in the neighborhood. We're committed to many of these ministries, but today we wanted to highlight Grace Place. As you can see as we walk around and take these wonderful pictures of the playground, of the original church where the ministry began, the food distribution site, the soccer field. This has all been built on wonderful donations, but also through the help of our Serving Others Committee. And so we want to lift them up in prayer. If you are interested in Grace Place, if you want to volunteer, you can turn to me or to Dennis Russell, and we will find a place to plug you in. Again, thank you for Laura at Grace Place, but also for Dennis Russell for the Serving Others Committee, who help us focus in on how that we as a church can serve our neighborhood. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye now.